Peace and blessings, frequency hoppers. Peace and blessings. This is Goddess Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. In this episode, you will be guided into the Mirror of Truth frequency, a sacred vibration that helps you anchor into your own truth and reality. This frequency is about self-acknowledgement, self-validation, and remembering that your inner reflection is your highest authority. As you listen, you will learn how to see yourself clearly, release illusions, and realign with what's real for you. This frequency brings you home to the still point within, where your intuition, clarity, and confidence rise naturally. By the end of this episode, you will feel grounded in your own energy, connected to your inner knowing, and empowered to move through life with calm certainty. The Mirror of Truth frequency will help you stand firmly in your light, no longer distorted by others' projections, but radiant in your own reality. But before we get started, let's take a deep breath to ground our energy. Inhale, exhale. The Mirror of Truth frequency is the vibration of self-honesty, the energetic state that invites you to see yourself clearly beyond illusions, masks, or projections. It's not about judgment or perfection, it's about reflection. Seeing who you are, where you are, and what's truly present in your energy right now. When you step into the Mirror of Truth, you align with the frequency that reflects both your light and your shadow in equal measure. It shows you not what you want to see, but what you need to see. The energetic imprints, patterns, and beliefs that shape your reality. This frequency acts as a sacred mirror between your soul and your human self. It helps you recognize when you're out of alignment with your higher truth and guides you gently back toward coherence, balance, and authenticity. So often, people avoid looking in their own mirror, not just the physical one, but the energetic and emotional mirror. Avoidance creates distortion. When you cannot see your own patterns, you unconsciously repeat them. Speaking of repeating patterns, my biggest lessons have come through my relationships. Friendships, platonic, romantic relationships, work relationships, right? So there was a time where I would keep trying to hold together a relationship that clearly had run its course. I would pray for harmony. I would do the inner work on myself. And I would give more than my share, believing love to fix whatever the problem was, right? And I kept telling myself that I was being loyal, I'm being patient, I'm being spiritual, I'm using my faith, things are going to work out, it's going to get better. At some point, this person is going to see me, they're going to value me, they're going to see my worth. But beneath the surface, something deeper was playing out. Each time I ignored the red flags, I made excuses, I overgave. I was actually abandoning myself. I stayed not because love required me to stay, but because the pain was familiar and the pain felt safer, the uncertain peace. Yes, there is such a thing, right? Such a thing. The turning point came one evening when, after another circular argument, I looked in the mirror and I really began to look at myself. And I started asking myself questions that I will present to you later on in this episode. But when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see the other person's reflection. I saw my own reflection. I saw my own exhaustion. I saw that my light had dimmed. And then I heard this voice that told me, "You are not being rejected. you are being redirected. I didn't really want to hear it. Okay, let's just be honest. Okay. There were people I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to let go. I wanted things to be good with us. But I had to let go. And sometimes I let go, kicking and screaming and crying. Many nights of ugly crying that no one saw me do. But in the privacy of my own home, I was crying. I was sad because the pattern was the same. I would meet a great person. I thought this person would be great to have in my life. And then it wasn't. And the person, for some reason, could not see me, could not see my worth, could not see my value. And it was only when I left that the light came on for them, that they were able to see me clearly. But of course, by then it was too late. So it was during this moment that I stepped into the mirror of truth frequency. At that time, I didn't even have a name for it. Okay. I didn't have a name for it. I just knew this was the process, my process. But I realized that the relationship wasn't the problem. No, it was the reflection. It was showing me every place that I had yet to fully choose myself. This is how we get the I choose me frequency. All those times where I kept putting my interests on the back burner, it was always, well, when the kids, get this age, then when the kids get out of high school or when they get out of college, then I'll do what I want to do for me. And it seemed like every time when something came up for me to put myself first, someone else would jump in front of me, jump in front of the line. And then I would say, okay, well, we'll do you first. And then I would go and I would support other people's vision, other people's soul mission. And I would put mine on the back burner. But deep inside, I was hoping that they could see me. None of them could see me, right? They just saw them. They just saw their own reflection. They couldn't see mine. And so finally, after going around and around in circles with no breakthrough, I had to go ahead and let it go. The pain didn't go away immediately. I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that that's what happened, especially to the ladies, okay? If you're a person that feels deeply, the pain doesn't just go away. Especially when you love someone, it doesn't just go away. But you have to be okay with the temporary discomfort in order to receive your breakthrough. Because on the other side of the pain is something more powerful. Now, for me, it was clarity. I was being able to see my pattern, what I was doing, all the times when I abandoned my own dreams, my own desires, putting myself last. And I'm not talking about if you have, minor children at home. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. But I'm talking about the times when you go help a friend before taking care of yourself. The time when you're supporting someone else's vision before putting your own vision and serving in your own soul mission. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. The times when you put your male centered and you put a man in front of what you really want, or a woman, for same sex, or a woman. It could be a woman. You put someone else before you put yourself, is what I'm saying. And I saw that love doesn't require me to shrink. I can love you and I can still stand in my light, and I can stand in my greatness, and I can walk my path and still love you while I'm loving myself. I learned that peace isn't something that you negotiate. It's something that you embody. I am peace, right? And I realized that I had been giving my peace away in pieces, fragmented pieces. So my energy field was fragmented all over the place, right? And I had to recall my energy, reclaim it. And I had to bring my energy back home within myself. And once I honored my truth, this was my truth. Once I honored that, my energy began to shift. And it continued to shift until I shifted right back into balance. Okay. I started attracting experiences and people who matched my healed reflection. My healed reflection. So my circle is very small, extremely, extremely small, right? But that is what it looks like when you're not able to recognize your pattern. And then when you do step into the mirror of truth frequency, when you then can begin to see your blind spots, you begin to see yourself clearly, both light and shadow. You begin to see the role that you play in your reality that you're creating. Okay, all of this you're creating yourself. I was creating this for myself. And once I was able to come to that truth within myself and hold it within myself, then I was able to then go into the I choose me frequency. I was able to shift into a higher frequency. So often we think someone is rejecting us, and really they're not. I mean, most people are caught up in their own worlds, right? We all create our own reality. So even though, I could be walking alongside of you, I'm living inside my own universe. You're living inside your own universe. Most people are not even thinking about you anyway. Okay? And it's not rejection, not from the other person. You have to ask yourself, in what ways am I rejecting myself? In what ways am I abandoning myself? In what ways am I dimming my light so someone else can feel better, can feel more comfortable? In what ways have I put myself last? Now, I don't do any of this kind of stuff anymore, you guys. Okay? Yeah, I don't do that. That old version of me, oh, she's dead. I don't do any of that anymore. But at the time, that is what I was doing. And in some relationships, it took me a long time to leave, because there's this part of me that just lives in hope and possibility. I can do all things, But sometimes part of that all things process is leaving, is walking away. And so now that I see the pattern, I don't waste my time going around in circles and circles and circles with people. I just don't have time for that anymore. I don't have the energy for that. I have no desire for that. And I know that even if I'm not in your 3D reality, I can meet you in a whole different dimension. I can meet you on the 5D plane where all is well. We can stay here on the 3D plane and I can love you from a distance and all is well. Either way, all is well. And so you come into this place of peace. Can you imagine what it must have been like for the children of Israel? The story in the Bible where they were with Moses and they left Egypt and they were out in the wilderness for 40 years. Now, I don't know if the story is true or not. I'm not here to dispute that. But imagine that. That's our life story. So many times, by the time you get it, I know for me, okay, the light didn't come on until after I turned 50. We're talking about all those years, carrying that weight, all the trauma, and it took me a long time I had to get it out the mud like a lotus flower. And it took me a long time to get to where I am today. But once you face yourself, face your fears in the mirror of truth, once you see your reflection, on the other side of that is breakthrough. On the other side of that is clarity, it's peace, it's freedom, and guess what? It's still love and abundance. The mirror of truth frequency is essential because it clears away the fog. It strips illusions from the field so you can understand your choices, your emotions, and your energy with clarity. This frequency is especially important in moments of confusion. When you feel misunderstood, gaslit, or uncertain about what's real. It helps you return to your inner knowing. It reminds you that truth isn't about who's right or wrong. It's about resonance. When you tune into this frequency, you learn to trust your own perception. You become your own mirror, your own validator, your own guide. When you embody this frequency, several transformations begin to unfold. 1. Energetic clarity. You start seeing where your energy is being drained or distorted and can realign quickly. 2. Emotional liberation. You release the weight of denial, self-deception, and projection, allowing emotional truth to flow freely. Number 3. Strengthen intuition. Your intuition sharpens because your inner and outer worlds begin to match. Number 4. Empowered boundaries. Seeing clearly helps you honor what's real. You stop negotiating your worth or accepting half-truths. Number 5. Authentic relationships. As your frequency becomes clearer, you attract relationships rooted in mutual respect and honesty. You embrace your own uniqueness and you connect with people who will embrace it too. Your truth is truly witnessed and you are finally seen for who you are. This is the vibration where truth and love merge, because truth, when delivered with compassion, becomes medicine. So, how do you use this mirror of truth frequency in your everyday life? You can work with this frequency through simple daily practices. 1. The morning mirror practice. Each morning, look at yourself in the mirror and softly ask, what truth wants to be seen today? What truth wants to be seen today? Listen. Don't rush the answer. Let your eyes soften and feel your energy rather than analyze it. Number 2, the truth check-in. Throughout the day, pause and ask, is this true for me right now? Is this true for me right now? You'll be surprised how many thoughts, habits, and conversations no longer match your current vibration. Number 3, the evening reflection. At night, write down 3 moments where you honored your truth and 1 where you avoided it. Not guilt, just awareness. Each time you do this, you bring unconscious energy back into coherence. Number 4, the mirror breath ritual. When emotions rise, place your hand over your heart, breathe slowly and repeat, I am safe to see myself clearly. I am safe to see myself clearly. This breath anchors you into the frequency of self-acceptance, the foundation of truth. And then number 5, the relationship mirror. Remember that every person you meet is a mirror reflecting something in you, your light, your lesson, or your liberation. When tension arises, ask, what part of me is this showing me? What part of me is this showing me? This simple question turns every interaction into a portal of frequency awareness. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The mirror of truth frequency invites you to stand boldly in your own reflection, not as who you were told to be, but as who you truly are. Every time you choose truth over illusion, alignment over approval, and authenticity over performance, you strengthen your energetic sovereignty. Remember, clarity is freedom, your soul's decree. See yourself clearly, love, and simply be. Keep gazing within with gentle grace. Polish your mirror reveal your true face. The clearer you shine, the brighter you will see. The mirror of truth reveals your magic and sets your soul free. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks for listening to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. I am the universe. Now what? Wherever you are in the world, thank you for being here. And don't forget to click that like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until we speak again, be the light.